This will be our second video for section 4.1. We're going to finish up these last four examples using this diagram. We're looking for all planes that are parallel to plane ABF. Plane ABF is the plane that lives on the left side of the figure. So if you're thinking about this as the room that you're in, that's the left plane. The plane that's parallel to it would be the right plane. So you could name it a bunch of different ways. Maybe name it plane DCG. Number 6, you want all segments that intersect segment DH. So that's this guy. Well, there's two segments that come off of point D that touch it. So that would be segment AD and segment DC. Also, there's two segments that come off of point H at the bottom of segment DH. That would be segment HG and segment HE. Number 7, we want all segments that are parallel to segment CD. So remember, parallel means they don't touch, and they got to be in the same plane. So that guy is on the ceiling with segment CD. Doesn't touch, so it's parallel to it. This one is parallel to that one. So it's parallel to this one as well. And same thing with segment GH. It's on this plane with segment CD, and it doesn't touch. Now remember, there is a plane that touches both of these segments, but it's a diagonal one. So it slices through the shape. So just list your segments now. Segment AB, segment EF, and segment GH. Number 8, this is your tricky one, skew segments. We need all segments that are skewed to segment AB. You could do this a bunch of different ways. But this is how we did it last time. We just went and highlighted the segments that touched it and the segments that were parallel to it. So those were not answers. Okay, so you're looking at segment AB. Which segments touch it? This one, this one. Oh my goodness, that one, and that one. Those touch segment AB, so those can't be segments that are skewed to it, because skew segments don't touch. Also, the segments that are parallel to segment AB would be this one, and this one. Segments that are parallel to it are not skewed to it. Skew segments don't touch, and they're not parallel. So your four answers, go with purple again, would be segment DH, segment CG, segment FG, and segment EH. Notice those backwards L's. So we got segment EH, segment HD, segment CG, and segment FG. We're going to do the same thing, just with a different diagram. We need all planes that are parallel to plane SKL. Find plane SKL. It's the ceiling, so name your floor. That's what it's parallel to. That's the floor, NTR. All segments that intersect segment MT. There's two that come off of M, and there's two that come off of T. Segment MS definitely touches it because they both have an M. Segment ML touches because they both have an M. Segment TN because they both have a T. And segment TR because they both have a T. All segments parallel to segment ML. That one is. That one is. That one is. Parallel segments need to run in the same direction and be in the same plane as it. So segment SK, segment ML, segment NQ, segment TR. Next one, all segments that are skew to a certain segment. We'll use that same strategy again. We'll kind of work backwards. Here's segment LR. Obviously, the ones that touch it are not skewed to it. So these are not your answers. Also, the ones that are parallel to it are not your answer. That one's parallel to it. That one's parallel to it. That one's already marked off. It's parallel to it as well. Oh. No, we're talking about segment LR. That's my fault. What's parallel to segment LR? It's this one. So we shouldn't have talked about that one and that one. And that one touches, so that's okay. Now notice how this segment is not parallel to these ones. But this segment right here, it's not skewed to it because eventually this segment is going to touch this segment because they're in the same plane. So this was a trickier one because it's a different shape. But this segment is going to intersect this segment. Okay, but the other ones won't. This one's not going to touch it because it's behind it. And these ones aren't going to touch it. They're in a different plane going in a different direction. So those ones that aren't highlighted in yellow, those are the segments that are skewed to it. So segment SN, segment SK, segment SM, segment NQ, and segment TN. Those are the segments that are skewed to segment LR.